What is happening to Pixar? Before Pixar was what we know it to be today, it was a small company that made shorts and was involved in commercials. But that would all change with the ambition to make a full 3D animated movie, and to do that, they needed to get an investment to develop the technology. And that's where Disney came in as the investors. With the investment in Disney's platform, they had what they needed. And in 1995, the first fully 3D animated movie was introduced called Toy Story. It was wildly successful, and the audience who watched seemed to want more of this animation style. Disney saw that and said, "You demand and we supply." So in 2005, they supplied their first 3D animated movie called Chicken Little, and it did not have the same success as Toy Story at all. Disney not being able to capitalize on it, they decided to partner up a year later after Chicken Run's failure. I mean, if you can't fight them, join them, right? In 1998, A Bug's Life was released, and they had another hit on their hand and proved that they were the leaders when it came to computer animated movies. Now known for their unbeatable quality, Pixar was kinda untouchable until other companies started to emerge like DreamWorks, which was slowly growing in popularity due to their movies doing quite well. DreamWorks started back in 1994, only 1 year before Pixar Toy Story came out. DreamWorks would have been Disney's studio competitor. But now that Pixar was the new and shiny animated studio that set a new standard, now Pixar was DreamWorks' competitor. In the year is 2001, DreamWorks showed that they can actually be competitors with Shrek, that was commercially successful and a box office success. And as the years went on, other studios also came out with their own successful animated movies that became successful franchises. If these animated movies weren't equal to Pixar in quality, they were close when it came to the box office earnings. Some examples are Blue Sky Studios with Ice Age, Nickelodeon with all the SpongeBob movies, and Sony with their recent magnum opus Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It just seemed like they were catching up. To help me get to my next point, as the leader of computer animation and changing animation forever, they have carved their spot to be followed and not to be followers. But since of lately, they haven't been as inventive. And the best example I can use at the moment is Disney 2016 Zootopia, which was a very successful movie, and Pixar's 2023 Elemental that showed Pixar's decline. With that being said, Elemental is quite close to Zootopia in storyline. Different groups having to coexist together even though they are so different from one another. It's interesting because Pixar is not only known for their animation skills, but their writing and interesting storylines. And don't forget, the reason why Disney became Pixar's partner was because Disney couldn't capture what made people gravitate towards Pixar movies. But they seem to have found their own footing. I mean, Zootopia did make $1 billion. I would say they found more than their footing. Personally, I thought that Elemental seemed to be something I've seen before, and maybe that's why it wasn't as successful as the previous Pixar movies, because it didn't have the most original concept to the movie, which Pixar usually do have for their movies. In the beginning, Pixar was the leader. They have seemed to become followers. I understand why they're doing what they're doing. The other animated companies have been building franchises off one movie, and they have been successful with it. But that's not what Pixar is known for. They're known for their diverse catalog, and their upcoming movies seem to be sequels, like Inside Out 2, Toy Story 5. Again, this is my opinion. Most Pixar movies are wrapped in a pretty bow on top, meaning that most of the movies they make don't need sequels in Toy Story 5. To be real, Toy Story didn't even need a fourth movie. I didn't even watch it, but I can tell it wasn't really needed. They should have left it at Toy Story 3. That was a very good ending. I will give Toy Story 4 a pass, but I don't know what they're gonna do for Toy Story 5. That just seems like a stretch. I don't know. But in the sea of sequels, there is one original movie coming out, and it's called Elo, that's how I'm gonna pronounce it, which reminds me of Luca stylistic wise. To me, hopefully it's a success because they haven't had a lot of original movies of lately, and this might convince them to make more original movies because that's what they're known for, their diverse catalog. This is what is really happening to Pixar. The company is known for their storylines and animation, and the animated movies being so different from one another. They start to depend on their previous success to give them a new win, and that's the problem. Tell me your opinions down in the comment why you think Pixar is having a downfall. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.